Hey guys, we're back with more Sonic Colors Ultimate again, but this one's interesting because while it is news and there is stuff to be here to talk about that's proper news, I think there's a bigger picture here, and I think this is probably the most interesting thing for the game we've gotten so far. So it's basically an interview with Iizuka, and it talks about a bunch of different things, like the new colors level design, the influence of the movie, and it also pretty much tells us how long the project has been going on for. So let's talk about it. I'm gonna go through this article from Tails' channel, so thanks to them for translating this entire interview, because I'm pretty sure it was in Japanese before. So let's go. I'm very excited to read this because there's potentially very big things at large here. So basically the first question they ask is, How did this project come to be? Why did you choose to make Sonic Colors Ultimate? Why Sonic Colors? Why not any other Sonic game? And they pretty much said that it's for new fans. So they're basically saying that there's loads of fans of Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces, lol, and Team Sonic Racing, also a lol, because that game's still like nothing, but anyways, then the real thing here, and this is why it's happened, it's the movie. Then, in last February, the Hollywood movie was released, and it turned into a massive success, going further beyond the expectations of Sega and Paramount, the distributor. So, pretty much entirely the movie. So the movie has influenced them to make Sonic Colors Ultimate. Let's continue reading. Thanks to the movie, beyond the existing fanbase, the number of people that got introduced to Sonic through the movie around the world has notably grown. Before it, the majority of Sonic fans were between 20 and 30 years old, and they were familiar with previous titles and animation series like Sonic X. What? Oh, I missed this part. The majority of Sonic fans were between 20 and 30, and they were familiar with previous... Wow. The success of the movie expanded that range to younger people. What? What? That is... What? Are they saying this in hindsight or as they were making their previous games? That is... Oh, I missed that part. Basically, that means that were they designing games like Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces and Team Sonic Racing to fans between 20 and 30? Were they designing those games? I don't know. It would explain the nostalgia. 100% that would explain the nostalgia. But then it wouldn't explain the incredibly simplistic gameplay of Sonic Forces, for example. Sonic Mania, I can see this applying for. It's a nostalgia game. It plays like a normal Sonic game. It doesn't feel like it's holding your hand like a baby. That makes sense. But for Sonic Forces and Team Sonic Racing, as Tails would say, I find that hard to believe. That was absolutely terrible. I'm so sorry. So, Famitsu says it's certain that the movie was directed to families. Yeah. Seeing the results of investing people, a lot of families got to see the movie, and a number of people that have fallen in love with that blue character with long legs that runs fast. That's probably for the translation. I'd like to recommend as the ideal Sonic game, which is Sonic Colors, to get into the series for those who got to meet Sonic for the movie. So, pretty much what he's saying is this game is being remastered because it's the easiest Sonic game and it's the easiest one to get into the series with. I don't think that's a bad mindset. I think that's a decent mindset. I mean, I would hope that this wouldn't influence the franchise going forward, so like Colors Ultimate specifically, because I find it's far too restrictive with its design. Like, again, a lot of 2D stuff, but it just doesn't feel very grand, you know? It doesn't feel very ambitious. Like, it was, at the time, I suppose it was ambitious, because it's like, oh wow, they're going to make a game that is just Sonic fun gameplay? That is very bizarre. But in the year 2021, I don't think it's really an ambitious game anymore, and I'm certain that audiences will want something bigger from Sonic after this, like the next mainline game, Sonic Rangers, you know? Sonic Rangers? But yeah, I think that's fine. It is the perfect, well, perfect. I won't say perfect, but it is a good Sonic game to get into the series with. I agree with it. I think that's absolutely fine. So you want those that don't know Sonic very well to play. Yeah, Sonic Colors was a game that sold 4 million copies, so they're even talking about sales across the DS and Wii versions. And even so, there was no way to play it on current consoles. I agree. It's an ambitious... See, this is what gets me. It's an ambitious project that took a step further beyond in gameplay, and I hope people play it for the same reason and other ones. Other what? Other Sonic games? See, this is weird. I don't get how... Like, obviously, it's an interview. You're going to want to make the game sound as good as it possibly can, but Sonic, a remaster being an ambitious project just sounds like a load of bullshit. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it how it is. It's a remaster, dude. And it doesn't look ambitious. It looks the same. So that is a very, it's a very bold statement. Very bold. I guess the thing that is ambitious, and the thing that I'm going to talk over soon, is the fact that the development cycle of this game is not long at all. is very short because of the movie. So they ask, what was the reason they called it Ultimate, and they talk about how the original work was an expansion of previous titles like Unleashed, like basically an evolution of Sonic Unleashed, or as they said for Forces, an evolution of modern Sonic gameplay. LMAO. The concept is a Sonic that can be constant fun by adding new characteristics to make the game easy for beginners. So aka, they want it to be easy. For this reason, we've given the game Ultimate because it's the definitive version. So the biggest focus of this game looks like is that it's easier, which that's funny. I got people in my comments saying, why is this a bad thing? And while it's technically not a bad thing, you know, it's not technically bad, but I just think it's funny. Like, I can find it funny that Sonic Colors is by far the easiest Sonic game they've ever released, and they're making it even easier. That's just as long as these easy features aren't forced, then it's fine. I just wish that, you know, Tails was an actual playable character as well, not just someone who saves you from bottomless pits. But then they talk about the new Wisp, and this is also interesting because this confirms that I think they are tweaking level design for the game. They can actually go into the game and tweak the level design. That's good. Can they, like, add new levels? That'd be really nice. Like, they should do that. Or, like, combine apps and make them bigger. And that would be fun. Yes, this time we've added the Jade Wisp and Team Sonic Racing. I think that's a fine inclusion. The Jade Wisp has the ability to convert the player into a ghost, and that they can go through walls like a translucent spirit would do. With this power, the player will be able to access previously inaccessible areas. It's a new way to exploring. And this is basically why they talk about that this is a different Wisp because it's not about moving forwards, it's about exploring the levels. We've created new places in existing scenarios in which you can only access with the Jade. Up until now, the color powers were being used with the premise of them being able to help you advance. But with Jade, we've added a little bit more fun with exploration. So there it is. These levels are getting some changes to them. Good. Now, can we please change the level where you have to stand on switches to wait for lasers to move and, like, make it so that you don't have to stand on switches? That would be amazing. Like, come on. And then here, we're talking about the 30th anniversary. This is also interesting. Damn, this is a bloody big but good article. So they talk about the music concert, and they say we're going to give you more info soon with other collaborations and with other games. Like, they're telling us we're getting news soon. Lastly, what can we expect from the 30th anniversary? Looking back on the previous 30 years, I believe it has been a period in which have allowed people to meet Sonic through lots of different ways, from pixel art to 3D CG, which is the closest thing that comes to Sonic Ranges, the coexistence of modern and classic Sonic, the return of pixel art and other distinct genres into these action games. For the 10th and 20th anniversary, which we celebrated for the fans of the series, but for the 30th anniversary, I'd like to do something that would create and bring the biggest possible number of fans. And then Hoshino, who I totally forgot was in this interview as well, meanwhile Japan, we're working with the head office of the Sonic studio in the US, and our main objective is to create a bigger number of fans in Japan, one that could rival fans in foreign countries. Also, we're working closely with the movie Sonic 2. Please look forward to it. Head office of Sonic Studio, which I assume is, you know, the ones making the games, and they wanted to make them bigger in Japan because I think Sonic is most popular in Europe. So, Sonic Ranges, anyone? Because I know what would create a massive number of fans. A game that is inspired by The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, one of the biggest games ever made, and turning it into the Sonic, our London TV The Sonic, and giving us a big, ambitious, open-world Sonic the Hedgehog game. That's good news. And again, they didn't mention ranges. Again, I don't understand. Either, this is worst case scenario right here that I'm going to talk about. Either ranges is not a part of the 30th anniversary in the slightest, and we truly are properly waiting until the end of 2022 for any sort of info and a release. That seems absurd to me, and I do not believe that's the case. And then the flip side of that is that it is imminent. We're finding out new info very soon, and they're working with Sonic Studio in Japan, so we'll find out stuff soon. So, Sonic Colors Ultimate pretty much confirmed that the development of the game is not long. The whole reason it exists is because of the movie, and the movie came out in February of 2020. They probably had to wait like a month, 2 months, to look at how many people actually watched the movie, and then decide from there, should we make Sonic Colors? Like, that is an easy Sonic game people can play. So, I would assume that April 2020 is the earliest, the properly earliest time that they started developing Colors Ultimate, which is going to give it a turnaround of like a year. And I guess a year for a remaster is good? Maybe? But it's also, compared to a normal game, it is not a long time at all. A single year, that's like nothing for a game. If it's a remaster, I probably should have done my research here on like how long remasters take to make. Yeah, this is looking like a 1-year project, maybe less. I would actually probably argue less. Especially if those stories of development issues are true, which I totally believe looking at the game and looking at its new lighting engine and everything. I totally believe that. But this pretty much lines up with what Source City was saying with the movie affecting the franchise going forwards, like drastically affecting the franchise. Well, here's the first thing, is colors. And like you can see that because they've added movie stuff into the game. And I was talking to my friend Jeff about this, and I was like, yeah, they probably made this because of movie fans and it's super easy and accessible. And then a day later, here we go. We got this article, so I'm gonna give myself props right there. Well done, me. But yeah, it's interesting because if we're going this easy with this game to make it accessible, then how is Sonic Rangers going to compare to that? A big open world game? They're gonna have to try real hard to make that game accessible for younger players. Because apparently we didn't have younger Sonic fans before, and they were all between 20 and 30 years old? Then don't make games like Forces, guys. If we're aiming between 20 and 30, we know how to play video games, you know? We don't need to be babied. And if that's true as well, then why is the writing, like, so babyish, you know? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, why is it such kiddie humor if they're aiming between 20 and 30? So this must be in hindsight. If this isn't in hindsight, then I think they totally had their priorities wrong with these recent quote-unquote releases. But that's everything I've really got to add to this. Man, this was long. A big article. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. New colors, level design, that's good. Hopefully it makes the game more fun. A massive influence from the movie. Pretty much the reason Colors exists, Colors Ultimate exists, is because of the movie. So, holy shit, yeah, they're properly using the movie, which hopefully means that the budget of the movie is going to the next game. That'll be great. If they're expecting a big turnaround in profit, then maybe they've actually decided, oh shit, let's put more money into Sonic Rangers. We want it to be the greatest game ever, so yeah, please. Anyways, thank you all for tuning into this video, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out, my dudes.